Let me hold on. I gotta take something off.
Hey. This is a family show.
Hold on.
You better take off, man. Don't take off nothing.
Save changes. You all are now tuned into the sports comedy show we call The Cheap Seats. Welcome to the show. We appreciate you all joining the show. We got two of New York's favorite comics and two of my favorite best friends in the game. We got the comedian known as Talent in the bottom screen. We got comedian known as Fig at the top part of the screen. How y'all doing today?
Yay!
We good money, baby. Good money.
Shoot, baby.
Hey, we got a great show in store for you all today, and something we're getting ready to add today from this point forward. We are going to add a person. If you're sitting at home and you're watching this, you're on Facebook, whatever you are watching this, and you're watching this, you get to interact the last couple of minutes with both Talent and Fig. You're going to tell us what, hey, you agree, disagree, or whatever, but you better be careful because when you tune in, Fig and Talent get a chance to respond, right? So let's get ready to jump into the show. So obviously last night was a big night in sports. Off the top, the NBA had a huge game, and my man Talent is looking more and more like Nostradamus every single day because of the way Portland Trail Blazers pulled out a nail biter last night. Talent, tell me, you worried last night when he got down to the last 60 seconds?
Actually, I was. Something is going on with depending on where you're watching the game. I don't know if it's my Hulu or if it's TNT or whatever, but they get right to the intense part. Like, they were down, they were trailing that whole last 4 or 5 minutes. So I'm on live, but I'm peeking at the TV, and then the game just cut off and rebooted from the beginning.
Really?
Yo, so I had to keep checking my phone. I had to go on the phone to watch it to see the end. My brain was like, yo, it was too tight. Like, I'm like, what's going to happen here? They can't let me down. And sure enough, they pulled off the nail bite about 1 point. But more importantly, did you see my man Carmelo with the big three towards the end of the game?
Yeah, yes, sir. I did. So Talent, you're looking more and more like, like a Nostradamus, like I said. But I got to say, I just want to interject and say one thing, bro. When I tuned into your live feed last night, I saw you drinking and, celebrating and everything. I was dying.
Let me tell you something, man. I got so nice last night. You would have thought we won the chip.
Yeah, I was dying. Fig, was you concerned, man? That because if
man, I was not the only one panicking last night, man. There was a lot of people panicking. Listen, if you look close at the end of the game, did you see Dame Dollar's face when the game was finally over? When he realized the game was over, he was like,
yeah, man.
It was like all of that just came out of him, man. He was panicking. I was like, yo, this game is going down to. I asked a question, man. The game was going down to the wire, but here's my question. Who were those guys on the other team? Because I didn't recognize none of them.
But Brooklyn's been playing very good. You know what Brooklyn been playing like, Fig? Brooklyn's been playing, like you said about Phoenix. That's how I feel about Brooklyn. Without their big star.
Yo, this kid Levert, I was like, I thought they sing. I didn't know the Leverts played.
You see him out there, he was just cooling.
I know. It's cooling. Cooling.
I would say this, bro. The Brooklyn Nets are looking really scary for this time next year when two of the best players
in the game. KD and they able to keep that nucleus together, Jack.
Yeah, they looking real.
Man, let me tell you something. Could you imagine those dudes last night being the bench?
Right.
Yo, dude. And let me tell you something. I'm from Brooklyn. I might have to be a Brooklyn Nets fan now, man, because the Knicks, until they get rid of Dolan, I might have to switch my team, man.
Right.
Big, stop cursing. This is a family show. Stop disrespecting.
Hey, man. Hey, so the season's over now, right? And of course, people are talking about league MVP and they getting all kinds of. I want to ask you all two questions. who is the rookie MVP of the league and who is the MVP of the league? Bubble play included.
Bubble play included.
Yeah, including the play in the bubble, because some players are playing better in the bubble than others. So, including the bubble play, who would you say? Because listen, in my opinion, and everything else, Giannis was the clear-cut MVP. Now I'm not too sure because Giannis didn't play too good in the bubble. You know what I mean? Milwaukee only won 3 games, but who you all picking for the clear-cut MVP?
Who you going to?
I'm still with Giannis. I'm still there for the MVP. And Morant, he's beasting too. We gotta recognize Morant and Giannis, man. Those are your MVPs right there.
Right. So, Fig, who you got for rookie MVP and who you got for MVP?
I got Giannis because of the team and the way he leads the team. He's leading the team in all the statistics. They had the best record in the East. I think they had the best record in the NBA. I got to give it to Giannis for the regular season MVP. And in the bubble, rookie of the year, I got to give it to Ja. Ja really did his thing. I mean, look, he's a rookie and he's a point guard, and he took his team. They made the playoffs. Even, they got to play Dame Dollar, you know what I mean, in Portland for the AFC. So he got to be rookie of the year. There's no other rookie that played that well. You know what I mean, throughout the whole season. You can't give it to You can't give it to Zion because he didn't play enough games. He's been hurt.
Right.
You can't give it to him. You just can't.
Right.
But in the bubble, woo! I gotta give it to Devin, man. That kid been balling out.
Right.
Devin Booker from Phoenix for the bubble, only for the bubble. I give it to Devin Booker, man, because Dame Dollar been playing lights out, but Devin Booker, man.
No, he's saying bubble included, Big.
I'm saying bubble included.
He's saying bubble included, not a bubble MVP.
Yeah, right.
No, I still, had Devin played like this all year, you would have to give it to him. But I got to give it to Giannis.
Okay, so
Adetokounmpo. You ain't know I can say that last name.
I know I still
say
can.
that last name.
I still can. I still can't. Talent. You got Ja Morant, right, for the rookie MVP, right?
Yes.
Let me ask you about this. Are you satisfactory looking at the way Zion Williamson played? Were you satisfactory in all your thoughts? Because we know he got injured. He played somewhat halfway through the season. They had him on restrictions and everything else. He came back in the bubble. He played a little bit in the bubble. That your overall opinion, looking at him, a couple of people were calling him too fat this morning. And Kendrick Perkins even said he had to lose 30 pounds. You know what I mean? And he would have played better. Personally, I think that the brother needs most of that weight to be able to play and be a standout player. What's your thoughts on Zion?
Well, I think he's going to need some weight because of who he's got to go up against. So when these young boys come in here, only certain positions I think you need to be real light. I think the weight is not the problem on him. And his work ethic's not a question because who else played hard enough to bust their sneakers this year? Nobody. He blew the sneakers up. Ain't nobody blew sneakers up since. So right. He's playing hard. He's doing his thing. Now, again, what I got to say is the dude started on point. So I think he's going to live up to his height. He started on point on schedule. Barring, the injury, he probably would have been rookie of the year. Right. It would have definitely been argumentative.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And he's getting haircuts, Frank. Keep in mind my theory to this game. He's getting haircuts. I got a lot of faith in him. You know what I mean? He's putting his money right where the hairline is.
Frank, what you think, man? How'd you think about Zion?
I think talent is crazy, man. That's what I think.
Yo, that theory is true. I'm telling you.
Yeah, I think he could. I think he needs some weight, but I think he really could stand to lose a good 20 pounds. And I'm gonna say this only because of the way he plays with the force and ferocity that he plays. Mm-hmm. That's not all that weight is not going to be good on them knees. You understand what I'm saying? He's been carrying it for a long time. The one thing that people say about this, said, well, he's young and he's been carrying this weight for a long time, but the NBA takes a different toll on you, especially when they're playing regular season games. He's already been injured once. actually a couple. Well, no, one major time and a little tweak a second time. And the thing is that can he play that way at that weight for 82 games and then go into the playoffs? And then on top of that, if he does, how many seasons can he do that? Like, I'm worried about his longevity. You know, young people heal fast, but do you want to play with this? I mean, he's your franchise player. Do you want him to be injured? You know, like Joel Embiid or Ben Simmons or some other dude that didn't really, you know, pan out because of injury.
Yeah, but come on, Fig. Weight is different on a young cat. When you have weight early, your body adapts to the weight and your muscles grow a certain way to support the weight. It's different when you're older and put on weight. Of course, blow your knees out all day because your body ain't used to it. It's too late for the body to adapt. But this boy's been playing like this. This is his weight.
Right.
He
And
blew his knee out like
you stop it. You hating on the young brother. You gonna cost him endorsements from Hostess Twinkies and Doritos and all them snacks that they want to pay him to play for. You a hater, man.
Yo, I don't care how much weight he get. If he get an endorsement from Snickers.
Bro, I got to say, man, you said 20 pounds. 20 pounds is a lot of weight, bro.
Like, not the weight.
That's a lot to lose.
He's never had to play 82 games. And this year, I don't think Zion was ever in NBA shape because he was always rehabbing. He never got to play at his full, and like he didn't go through a training season or nothing like that. So he didn't really get a chance to prepare.
I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you said that because you know what that means? I tell you one thing, 82 games a season, oh, you're going to come to whatever your weight's supposed to be.
No, you're going to burn that off. But, you know, he's down there in New Orleans, and you know what they got in New Orleans? They ain't got nothing but food.
Right.
Hey, come to find out, he played one full season. Come to find out, he crackhead weight.
Not with that gumbo down there. That crawfish, I'll bite the head off that damn crawfish.
Hey, so this morning, right, Jim Boylen got fired. Chicago Bulls head coach, he got fired. Mark Jackson up for that role? What y'all think? Mark Jackson should take it or not? Because Chicago, nobody. Chicago, who they got? Zach LaVine? Who they got?
Man, let me tell you something, man. Let me tell you something.
Go ahead.
It would be, to me, as a Knicks fan, it would be sacrilegious to see Mark Jackson as the coach of the team that kept us out of the finals for at least 6 years.
That's true.
At least, yeah.
Yo, man, that would be sacrilege. And Mark Jackson played against them, man. He played against the Michael Jordan Bulls, man, with Patrick Ewing and stuff like that. That would be sacrilegious. Yeah. That would be the devil taking over and just destroying my whole NBA fandom.
Well, anything's possible. It is the end of the world. So it is the end of the world as we know it. We live in a pandemic. Anything is possible. But coming from the standpoint of a man that's out there looking for employment and is viable to be hired, ain't like if I'm Mark Jackson, I'm saying no.
Yeah, right.
No, I mean, look, I'm not saying for him to say no, man, but I would just be, oh man. Hey, I just say, look, I'm
gonna make it worse. I'm gonna make it worse, Fig.
I say this: we do a sign and trade. The Bulls sign Mark Jackson, and we trade Mark for Thibodeau.
I'm gonna make it worse. I'm gonna take the job. I'm Mark Jackson. I'm gonna take the job, and I'm bringing in Pat Ewing as my assistant.
Oh hell no!
That would be.
I'm definitely gonna be a Brooklyn Nets fan then.
That would
no
be
way.
The island of Manhattan would sink immediately.
Yes, it would. Hey, man, you know something? The Philadelphia 76ers, the talk is too. I mean, they might change up and get get another coach too. So again, Mark Jackson's name will be floating around there too. So I take it that's being what you
Mark
both.
Jackson's name ain't floating nowhere. Ain't nobody talking about.
Yeah, they are.
Ain't nobody even mention Mark Jackson. They don't talk about no Mark Jackson.
They want Mark Jackson. They want Mark
The
Jackson.
only person that likes Mark Jackson is Jeff Van Gundy. That's it.
All right,
Yo, matter of fact, he need a job.
I would love to see. Listen, I would accept Jeff in a heartbeat, man. I said Jeff as a Knicks coach. I'd accept Jeff. Oh man, I would love if Jeff took that job. Jeff or Mark. Those are my two top picks, man. Jeff.
Hold on. I got to throw Woodson in there. I like what Woodson was doing.
I did like Woodson.
I like what Woodson was doing.
As a matter of fact, the last time the Knicks made it to the playoff, Woodson was the coach.
Right. So after 22 years, man, the Spurs didn't make the playoffs, and we all saw the reason why. Do you think the bubble was the reason why they didn't make it to, the bubble play, or just the break broken up because they were headed towards making the playoffs? But just
what is happening is that Pop is finally losing his hair.
You're gonna leave Pop alone.
I love Coach Popovich. I swear I do.
I love Pop. Yo, Pop, did you see the interview though? First of all, I think that they missed the playoffs because it's one of those seasons where they have to re-identify themselves. Meaning, the way they played fit the Twin Towers for so long. It fit David Robinson. It fit Tim Duncan. And when you brought in Aldridge, and the dynamics start to shift. So now you got to redo how you're going to play this game. Ginobili and all those guys are gone. You have a whole new cast of characters. You can't take the exact formula and make people play like old people did. Those people played the way they did because that was their skill sets. Now you have new guys, new skill sets. And don't get me wrong, Pop's going to figure that out sooner than later. But the funny thing is the press conference after the streak was over 22 seasons, the guy goes, "Hey, man, crazy. How'd you feel that the streak was over 22 seasons?" Pop said, "What streak?" He said, "The streak, 22 seasons." He said, "Of what?" He said, "No, y'all been making it 22 years. Now y'all didn't make it." He said, "Did anybody mention that before we didn't make it?" The whole press room got quiet. And he said, "Did anybody talk about that before we didn't make it? Anybody talk about 22 years?" Everybody got quiet, and Pop said, "I'm just messing with you."
Let me give you a translation of what Talent just said. LaMarcus Aldridge ain't Tim Duncan.
That's true.
Yeah, but none of those guys are the old guys. Like, you can't play exactly the same. It's like if I play the game of spades, something like a card game, and I got a new partner, I'm probably gonna have to play off him different than the other partner. We knew each other different. We passed different. We set each other up different. These are different players. They're not that they're bad players, but it's perfect example is when Phil Jackson tried to force the triangle, brought it to New York, tried to force. Dude, this ain't them players.
Mm-hmm.
This is not a triangle team at all. Everything don't work when you change personnel.
Actually, Phil had to force that on Mike and the Bulls too, because they didn't like it. Mike didn't really like the triangle.
He forced it on
the but they still worked the triangle. But what they did was, because Mike was just a scorer and a vicious scorer, they were able to do the triangle, and the ball ends up on Mike anyway. They was able to do the triangle and get the ball to Mike, and he do what he do. So it really didn't change for him if you look at it. It really didn't change his game. But when you come into a place and you say, "Learn this thing," these are grown men.
Right.
Learn this thing. Imagine your wife bring home 2 new wives. These are the 2 new wives. They live here now. That's some hell of fun, Justin.
Hey, you trying to get me fired off my day job, man. And let me tell you something. You know what really happened? What Phil did, he told Mike and he told Kobe, he said, "Listen," he said, "the triangle is not for you. You guys are going to get yours." He said, "What the triangle does is it makes everybody around you better. So you get a better supporting cast." And that's the one thing, that's the one bone that I have against about Carmelo Anthony. He never bought into that. And it just may have made the Knicks better, because Carmelo didn't need help. What he really needed was his supporting cast to be better. And the triangle would have made the supporting cast better, but he never bought into it.
But you got to realize that the team wasn't capable to do the triangle. It wasn't just Melo. everybody was complaining. You know what I mean? Like if you got guys that think they can't learn something, especially on the court, bro. Like it's hard if you play a regulation ball and people got all these plays they call, right? When the thing's on the line, you know how many times they got to drop a play and go out of that play and just play regular ball the best way they can? Because it's hard in action. In theory,
the key to what you said is that the other guys didn't buy in. But guess what? When your leader buys in, everybody else ain't got no choice but to fall in line. Like,
yeah, but you probably can't do it, is what I'm saying. Like
what?
I could write a play,
we gotta get rid of them. They can't play.
I could write a play, Fig, and it ends in a dunk, right? But if 4 of the guys on the floor can't dunk, they can't dunk. The play can't happen.
Right.
You just can't. You can't get juice out of a rock, bro.
But this is why I stopped eating pork years ago.
Good answer. See what I'm saying? You Zion wannabe.
All right, so let's look at the NBA playoffs now, right? We're gonna go through some of these teams, man. I want you all to tell me who you think is going to win, and we'll go through it, and then see if you think it's going to be an upset. We already know the Lakers are lining up to play the Portland Trailblazers, because Portland has to play Memphis 2 games. If they win one of them, they in. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So the Lakers are playing, obviously, the Portland Trailblazers. I know talent. I know you got Portland to go through the whole thing. So, all right. So Fig, Lakers playing Portland. Who you got in that series?
Man, I gotta go with LA, man. They just because although the Lakers don't have no answer for CJ, for Dame and CJ, they don't have no answer for Anthony Davis or LeBron.
Right.
Like Nurkic can't hold either one. They have this like nobody on the Portland Trailblazers that can play defense on LeBron James and Anthony Davis. And for that fact alone, I'm not sure that Portland's going to be able to beat them. I think it's going to be tough. I'm not saying it's impossible, but if I was betting my money, I would bet on the Lakers.
All right. Well said. Talent. Clippers are playing the Dallas Mavericks. Who you got advancing?
Oh, Clippers. Easily.
Okay.
I pay attention to the step up and level of play of the Clippers. You're about to see a different Clipper team than that came into the bubble. You're about to see what the whole hoopla is about. You know what I mean? Like when people started at the beginning of this season, oh my God, the Clippers are going to the chip. That hype is about to return in the playoffs. Right.
Fig,
whole different level of play. I got the Clippers all day. Matter of fact, I don't even think the Mavericks are going to win the game.
Oh, okay. All right.
Oh,
I disagree with you on that one, but okay. How about you, Fig? You got Clippers playing the Mavericks.
I'm going with the Clippers, and not because I need a haircut real bad, but I am going with it.
But you do.
And I'm going to get one Wednesday.
I don't even know what we can do with that. Lean up again. Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna have to Google that.
It's wild.
Hey, you know your hair messed up when your barber Google it. Hold on one second. Let me see what I could. The barber got one of those apps. You know how you take a picture of your check and deposit it? Hold on one second. Let's see what's going on.
Yo, he got to start with my hair. He got to start with scissors. The Clippers won't even get. But I got the Clippers winning. You know why I got the Clippers winning? Because Dallas don't have a dog.
Are you serious?
Who's the dog in Dallas?
Yes, they do.
Who?
The point guard.
Really?
Who?
You don't think Luka is the dog?
I mean, Luka. No. Now, when I say dog, Luka can play. He can pass the ball. He can shoot. He don't play no defense. Porzingis is weak. Harden is inconsistent. Hey, man, listen, let me just say this. They don't have that. Remember what I said a couple of shows ago where you need somebody who you're afraid might punch you in the face?
Yeah.
Ain't nobody on Dallas that I'm afraid might punch you in the face. Now, on the Clippers, they got a handful of dudes that might bust you in the mouth.
Okay, but I'm gonna stop you and tell you one thing. Luka is a bad boy. At 21
He is
years
a bad
old,
boy, but he ain't got no fight in him.
I would disagree. For a white
If you
boy,
see somebody get in his face, you see Luka throwing some punches.
for a
Come on, his name is Luka.
For the 21-year-old dude coming from overseas, he ain't scared of nobody.
Come on, man. You ain't never seen no dude named Luka in a fight. Luke, not Luke. Not Luke as in Luke Cage. His name is Luke.
Okay, well,
as
for
in
the record,
lukewarm.
I disagree with that last statement you just made.
Let me ask you a question. Do you see Luka having a fight with Marquise Morris?
No, I mean, but we can.
That's exactly what I'm talking about.
No. But talent, we got Denver and Utah. Who you got between Denver and Utah?
Denver and Utah. I'm gonna go ahead and roll with Utah.
Okay.
I think Utah got they got some young legs. They got a little bench on them. You know what I mean? Can't sleep on them. To me in the NBA, if you can rock and rotate at least 8 players, that's deep to me. You know what I mean? 8 and better is a deep bench. Because remember, back in the day, dudes were doing it with 6. That's why they created the 6 man off the bench.
Right.
Because they only went 6 deep. ain't no 7th man award. What if you go over your friend's house and you got mad trophies for the 8th man award?
Yo, D, the 7th man, the 7th man was the Gatorade award.
Yo, that's a great skit, Fig. You got to remember that. A dude with mad trophies, but they're like 7th, 8th, and 9th man awards. And you're like, I don't remember them having that.
You played for who? When?
Who you got, Fig?
Hey man, no, I gotta agree with Talent, man. They got my man the Frenchman, man, the big dude in the middle, man.
Yeah.
Gobert.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I don't think they're gonna have an answer for that, man. I got them winning that, man. Probably maybe in about 5, maybe 6.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, here's my and what I call probably the upset of the Western Conference. We now have Oklahoma City Thunder versus the Houston Rockets. I personally think Oklahoma might take them out. That might be the upset because, like I said, like we discussed yesterday, Russell Westbrook is not playing 1 game, and it might stretch to 3 games. Personally, I think that, in my opinion, I think that might be the series that they get got. But Talent, what you think? Oklahoma City Thunder versus Houston Rockets. Is that going to be the series that be the upset? Besides,
I don't think it's crazy to think that. I think you are kind of on point there because, first of all, basketball is 80% mental, and I think you got some mental issues with this matchup. Mm-hmm. You know, we got the one and only top 5 point guard over there, right? And he's playing very well, and he's got these guys playing,
right.
And he got a chip on his shoulder. Nobody can tell me Chris Paul ain't got no chip on his shoulder right now.
Right.
And you get to go up against the guy you got the chip about, right? Now, like you said, one of your firepowers is out. That leaves me an opening. And all I need is an opening. Because if you get a crack in your windshield, what they always tell you, that little chip, you better replace that whole windshield.
Right. And I will just interject to say, like Fig said a few minutes ago, the dog would fight. That's Chris Paul. That's Chris Paul.
Yeah, he's now Chris Paul. He's not big, but he'll fight you.
Yes, he will.
Oh, in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
And he'll whoop your ass and call State Farm. Because they got the State Farm.
He not only does he have a chip on his shoulder because of James Harden, he got a chip on his shoulder because Cliff Paul keep trying to replace him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. and he from the hood because he want to whoop what you call his ass, Carlton from the Fresh Prince.
Yeah.
You see the commercial?
Ain't they the same height?
Bad. Okay, so we gotta jump into the Eastern Conference, but I just want to pause for a hot second and say, if you're out there watching the show right now, looks like several of you are. If you want to watch the show, you agree or disagree with Talent, we're gonna give you 60 seconds to dial in and agree or disagree. So you got to hit us up on instant message or direct, or how you want to do it. But just let us know you out there right now. Now, let's jump into the Eastern Conference, okay? The Eastern Conference, the Milwaukee Bucks are facing against the Orlando Magic. Now, that is a series, I think, right there. I don't think Orlando going to get one game. But that's just me. What you think, Talent? You think Mo?
I agree with you that I see another sweep in there happening. I don't think they're going to get a game. That's one of the wackest teams to be watching right now. Orlando?
Yeah, agree.
Yeah, it's very bad. Like, no matter who they play, usually if you play a good team, it's fun to tune in because it's going to be interesting. Mm-hmm. I don't care who the hell they play. It's never interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I find myself watching the coaches, the virtual fans. I watched one Orlando game. I knew every virtual fan. By halftime, I knew who was sitting. I was like, hey, they paying right. Let me look at that girl over there. Like, it's not interesting at all. So I see a sweep. I agree with you. I agree.
Sweet. You see a sweep. Hey, so Fig, what you see?
I see brooms. Plenty of brooms. Yeah, let me tell you why. You know, and funny, it's like they playing in the bubble, and the bubble's in Orlando. They right down there in their hometown. They're not gonna get a game. That's what they meant. Dude, the magic part, let me tell you, the magic part is the fact that they actually made the playoffs. That's where the magic comes in. The fact they made the playoffs. Now they're not gonna stay long. The Magic is gonna leave quick. They're gonna be out there with Mickey Mouse trying to earn some extra dollars because they're not gonna.
Hey, what's that song, man? I see brooms that are sweet, clear skies blooming.
Hey, so,
what a wonderful world.
After last night's game, right? After Brooklyn Nets did Portland almost dirty, right? The Brooklyn Nets are going up against the Toronto Raptors. If there has to be an upset in the Eastern Conference, that's going to be my upset series right there. Brooklyn right now, they played like the Clippers played last year. They were scrappy. Yeah. They you know, you don't know how they're going to, and they're scary. Their future is scary right there. So if I had to pick an upset series in the NBA for the Eastern Conference, I'm going to go with Brooklyn over Toronto. So, but Fig, I'm gonna give you this one first because you know you in Brooklyn, you know you a Brooklyn Nets fan about to be. What you think? I'm gonna give you go first.
Yo, that one is tough, man. If these dudes play, if Brooklyn played like they played last night, it's very possible.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, Toronto got Van Vliet, they got Kyle Lowry, they got Siakam, they got Gasol. I think they had maybe just a little bit too much experience, and the lights might be a little bright for Brooklyn. Now, I'm not saying they're gonna sweep. I don't call it no sweep. They may go. Brooklyn may be able to push them to 6.
Mm-hmm.
I say Toronto in 6.
Talent, who you got? You got.
I'll be honest with you. I think that's anybody's series. Mm-hmm. It's obviously Toronto's to lose, but in all fairness, looking at the matchups, that's anybody's game right there. Now, what it's going to take is, again, that crack in the windshield. If Toronto gives any type of crack, any little crack, don't think Brooklyn can't get it done. Right. That's anybody's series. Even though I picked, my Eastern teams as Milwaukee and Toronto, the top 2 in the East, Brooklyn's been playing like a raw dog, man. Like no collar, no chip. You don't know who dog this is. I got that joke. Whose dog is this?
I ain't nobody's dog.
I ain't nobody's dog. I just be out here. I'm telling you, man. They like that loose dog, man. Ain't no collar. You find a loose Yorkie or Pomeranian, you bring that back to the house.
Mm-hmm.
You see a loose Cane Corso or Rottweiler, ain't nobody going to bring that dog back. Everybody's standing on top of a car. Whose dog is this? That's Brooklyn Nets right now.
Celtics playing the Sixers. Who you got?
Yo, all I say is this: Brooklyn got a chance if LeVert can really sing.
Just coolin'.
Coolin'. We're cool.
We are coolin'.
Man, when you do a show of comics, this is what happens. When you do a show of comics. All right, so Celtics are playing the Sixers. Who you all got?
Who's playing the Sixers?
Celtics.
The Celtics.
I got the Celtics. I got the Celtics in 5.
Yeah.
Okay. How about you,
Yeah.
Vic?
Yeah, man. Listen, Joel Embiid played his behind off after Chuck and Shaq got on him. If he's not going to do that throughout the whole series, because Joel Embiid has the potential to dominate this series by himself, but I don't think he got it in him 100% to beat Boston in 4 games. Like,
No.
Sooner or later he's gonna have to go see the Wizards to get him some heart. He's gonna have to go see the great. Yeah,
I don't believe in Greg Oden at all. I think that he had his shot.
So the last series, because we got to move on and get to the NFL. The last series we got the Miami Heat versus the Indiana Pacers. So the Miami Heat, they playing scrappy. They playing real scrappy.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, they playing real.
Yeah, listen on that one. I'm going with the Heat. Yeah, I'm going with the Heat because they got that dog. They got Jimmy, who has never gotten a haircut since he's been in the NBA. I don't think he's got a haircut. Yeah, that's a lot of wool on the top of that head. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
Yeah, he bringing German Shepherd back, ain't he? He bringing German Shepherd back.
They got that dog, and they got a dude whose father real name was Dracula. They got Dragic.
I'm putting my money on Jimmy Butler and friends because Jimmy Butler, man, is like, he first of all, you know how hard it is to dunk with a head full of Brillo?
Yeah.
Like it's hard to get off the ground with a pack of Brillo. This dude is a beast.
And then when he sweat, the soap gets in his eyes.
And he sweat. Brother goes hard.
Yeah.
I wouldn't bet against Jimmy Butler.
I wouldn't bet against him either. All right, now we got to switch gears and jump into the NFL. And I think right now, Fig and I were talking about this last night, and one of the dumbest news stories that's getting reported right now. Unsigned, undrafted cornerback rookie from the Seattle Seahawks made Pete Carroll look like the serious boss last night because he got cut trying to sneak a chick in the Seattle Seahawks facility. Talent. One of the dumbest things you ever heard of, seen of all time, or up there at least in the top 5, top 10?
Definitely top 10. Definitely top 10. What the hell is wrong with him? What the hell? First of all,
not signed, not drafted, nothing, no guarantee, nothing. He's barely got an invite to the Seattle Seahawks camp
and put a uniform on him.
Yeah, and put a
See, this is what I hate. This is what I hate about that guy that you barely invite to somewhere, and they show it with wild people.
Right.
You barely could squeeze this guy in, and you're like, "Yo, so and so's at the door." So let him in. Well, he came with 7 people. You get to the door like, my man, really? That's how they looking at him. Yeah. Really, my man?
Right.
We didn't even say we're gonna keep you yet.
Now you can't even get in.
Now you. Yo, this is top 10 stupidity.
Top 10.
Top 10 asinine.
Let me tell you the reason why he thought he could get away with sneaking a girl in. Because that's how he got on the team. Put this on. He said, but I want to know. Here's my thing. If you put a jersey on a girl so that you can disguise her as a football player, how big is she?
That's a good one.
That's a good point.
That's a good point.
How big is this chick? Well, see, the thing is, as men, we automatically assuming he trying to smash.
Yeah.
Come to find out, she wanted to try out too. She made the team. He got cut.
It's
And you wonder why they don't have an 8th man award. I'm telling you, man, there's no such thing.
Oh man, y'all are hilarious. Y'all hilarious.
Oh man. And the reason he stuck in because ain't no sex in the champagne room.
I'm trying to tell you. All right, so look, so yesterday, right? Travis Kelce, George Kittle, these dudes got serious money. They got serious money. My thought that came to me was that people are comparing them to, the best tight ends in the game. I'm gonna ask you guys a hypothetical. You're starting an NFL team. You get to the tight end position. You're the head coach / owner. You have to take one person out of 3: Travis Kelce, George Kittle, or Rob Gronkowski. Who you taking?
Kelce. I'm taking Kelce right off the bat. It's not even a question.
Okay.
Really?
Okay. Fig, who you taking?
I got to take I had to go with the dude who got all the chips, man. I had to go with the Gronk.
Right.
Because when that dude, let me tell you something. When Gronk was healthy, now he been nicked up lately, like some injuries here, injuries there. But when that dude was 100%, he was weird, freaky, man. He was
He run over people. He run over people. That's why I asked you, like right now. I'm saying talent. I'm gonna give you one more chance to see. If
Not now. I wouldn't pick him now.
No, I'm not saying now. I'm saying you got the players, yeah, and they're prime. You got Travis Kelce, you got George Kittle, or Rob Gronkowski. I'm gonna ask you one more time, talent.
I'm still going. You could ask 20 more times. I'm sticking to what I said because I'm not a big Gronk fan, right? It's like like I said when I talk about great coaches, right? Mm-hmm. I can't give you a great coaching accolade if you have all the pieces. Gronk came through a system that had all the pieces that made him look the way he looked. Yeah, he's strong and dope in that strength way, but as skill and agility, we're gonna see the real Gronk this year. Watch the real Gronk.
Okay. You
was at a place with Belichick. He has so much things working for him. It's like, dude, it's like 5 LeBrons on the court at one time. You double team one, you got 4 more to worry about. They have so many weapons. Of course, I drop a little slot joint. He gonna get me an extra 10 yards because he's strong. But is he skillful like Kelce? Hell no. Hell no.
The problem is you say this year, Gronk this year, they only gonna give him 1 cleat.
and the cleat's gonna have that arm brace, that cheating ass arm brace on him. And see right there, that should be illegal. That brace he wear. Soon as you stick this out, Bree, come on. Why don't you let the running backs have backs?
Okay,
or wear a cap.
I'm gonna just interject and say one thing. When Rob Gronkowski got drafted in 2010, he got drafted with Aaron Hernandez. The Patriots didn't have all the pieces. They had came off several seasons when they were mediocre. They barely made it. If you recall, in 2010, they barely made it to the playoffs. The year they got him, they got upset by the New York Jets, who they had beat previously because they were expecting to go to the AFC Championship because they smashed New York by about 50. And everybody thought it was big. Now they got Aaron Hernandez on the right. They got Rob Gronkowski on the left. The Patriots thought they were doing something, and they got upset by the New York Jets at that year. Right. So they didn't have all the pieces. They didn't have no wide receivers.
That's the year they got him. That's the year they got him. Now what? Now keep going with the history. What happened after that?
I'm just saying they got him, and you all know that Aaron Hernandez is gone. You know what happened with him. Rob Gronkowski.
What happened to Aaron Hernandez?
Yeah, we won't even talk about that.
Hey, tell it.
We won't talk about that.
Frank is a Patriots fan. You got to give it. Frank is a Patriots fan.
I love Patriots.
But that makes sense why he keeps. That's what makes sense why he keeps saying the word Gronkowski.
Yeah, I'm with. Listen, Gronkowski was running over people. He was to me, he's the best tight end I've ever seen. To me, the second best I would say would be the kid out of the Kittle out of the 49ers. Well, you can't. But Kittle's more of a wide receiver tight end than me. To me,
but running over people don't make you better than people. You know who used to run over people? John Riggins.
No, but
is he better than Emmitt Smith?
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that as I'm just used as one. Rob Gronkowski was also a blocking tight end. He also when they did running plays, this dude lined up the block half the time. He would have more numbers if he was like Kittle or Kelce, and they would call more plays for him. His numbers would be ridiculous. But they didn't.
Let me tell you something, New England fan. Let me tell you something. If Ron Gronkowski didn't block somebody, I'll punch my mother in the face. Of course he's blocking somebody. He's the biggest dude on the damn field.
So Fig, you want to stick with who you got? You gonna stick with who you got?
Yeah, man, because you know what? I will put it to you this way. I've seen Gronk at his best, and let me see a little more of Kelsey.
Okay, let's switch gears now. Word is, I heard this morning, Dez Bryant is trying to get picked up and trying to play for the Packers or the Cowboys. Should Dez Bryant hang up his cleats and forget all about it, or would he make a great addition to a team? Because nobody's seen him play.
Yes. He's still got something in the tank. Mm-hmm. He's still got something in the tank. As a New York fan, as a New York fan, I would love him to have him over here. But if I'm Dez, I want to go with Aaron Rodgers.
Okay. That makes sense. Because Aaron Rodgers needs some weapons, and people are talking about right now, Aaron Rodgers might leave. You know what I mean? If he could. He'd try to get out and go to Chicago, a couple other places. I'll say this. Side note, Aaron Rodgers goes to a couple of other teams. They went into the chip. A couple other teams, but we'll talk about that some other time. Fig, what do you think about Dez Bryant? Dez Bryant, should he try to make a run for it, or should he just leave it alone, hang up the cleats?
I'd like to see Dez Bryant race Terrell Owens.
Okay.
That's what I want to see. I want to see if Dez Bryant can outrun Terrell Owens right now. Because Terrell Owens is what, 42 maybe? Did you see him? Did you see Terrell Owens when he had that race? That boy is chiseled, cut up,
and fast.
You know what? One of the things I was doing when I was watching, I heard a couple of football players, receivers, talk about Dez Bryant. His biggest skill was to be able to go up and get that high ball. They say he didn't really run good routes. So at this late stage in the game, I'm not really sure. And what's telling to me is that Jerry didn't keep him. And Jerry loved Dez Bryant. Mm-hmm. He loved Dez Bryant. Even after he cut him, he had him back in the box and all that stuff like that. I'm not sure Dez Bryant still I don't know if he has it. Nobody else picked him up. He tried out for a couple of other teams.
Okay.
They didn't pick him up. This was a couple years ago.
Right. Okay. So talent.
The only reason they're going to pick up a Dez Bryant, the team would pick up Dez Bryant right now, is because of these guys opting out, and it's a pandemic.
Okay. So talent. I'm going to keep the ball rolling. Keep it with the hypotheticals. You got a cornerback. Three of the best cornerbacks in the league right now. You got Richard Sherman, plays for the 49ers. You got Jalen Ramsey for the Rams, and you got Stephon Gilmore. And you starting the franchise. Out of those three, who you taking?
Sherman.
Okay.
I'm taking Richard Sherman because Richard Sherman he reminds me of that great defensive basketball player. You know that guy that when the game's on, he takes the best player?
Yeah.
Whoever the best player you got, give me him. I like players like that who they don't run away from the assignment. That's why I was a big fan of Revis. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like Revis was my dude because wherever game he went in, he went to the matchup.
Right.
He welcomed the competition. He challenged himself at that position every day, game in, game out. That's what Richard Sherman reminds me of. If I'm building a team, I need that corner locked down. I'm going to Richard Sherman.
How about you, Fig?
I just want to clarify. Are we talking about in their prime?
Yes.
Yeah. Richard was the dude. Richard Sherman was the dude. You know, I remember when he was, part of Seattle's team. You know what I mean? He was that dog.
Okay.
He took the best receiver.
Okay. Yeah, every game.
And he played and he's smart too. He's not just a dog. He's smart.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
And he talks smack. You see that picture way in the back there, that alley picture? Like, that's what I look for. I look for a little alley-esque in the players. That means you talk the trash, put yourself out there where you have to back it up.
You gotta back it
you
up.
Talk trash every week.
Put yourself on the line.
Yeah.
I'm with you. All right, so here's the point in the show. You guys have made several opinions, right? You guys have said all the stuff you said. And we open up the doors to people who want to call in or however they want to do. And they say, whatever they got to do, I agree or disagree and everything else. Well, now we got somebody who's been listening and watching the show. and we want to bring him into the show, and he's now in the show. So
I bet you it's Gronkowski's cousin.
We got a guy by the name, looks like his name is Big Mike. Mike, how you doing? Mike, can you hear us?
Oh man, I know Big Mike. Big Mike's coming out of the Boston area. Damn.
Big Mike is walking around like that house wasn't his.
Y'all need to leave Big Mike alone. I don't know. Looks like we lost him. So let's just ask another question. Why we wait for Big Mike to come in and everything else? If, like we said yesterday, Dak Prescott did and said what he's going to do. He's acting real calm and cool and collective. But the word is from people who's talking around in those circles. They saying that he is not going to stay in it. It looks like Mike is back. We're going to talk about this in just a second. Let's see what Mike is talking about. Mike, how you doing? Can you hear us? Can you see us?
I got that trashy internet connection. I can see talent.
What's up, Mike?
What's up, Big Mike?
Big Mike, how you doing?
This shit gonna have me go stand on the middle of the street.
All right, so Mike, tell me what you got 60 seconds, bro. Like there is of course time when you've been watching the show and everything else. So we're gonna give you 60 seconds to say whether you agree or disagree with anything that Fig or Talent said. You ready?
Yeah, I think I caught what you said.
Okay. Agree or disagree with anything that Talent or Fig said. Go ahead.
Yo, this is horrible, boy.
Okay.
I already disagree with your Wi-Fi.
It's not even your side, it's my side. It's my trashy.
Oh,
Yeah,
man, we love Big Mike. Hey, man, that's what happens when you be stealing Wi-Fi from your neighbor.
Hey, wait a minute, Big. He said it's my Wi-Fi. It's not your Wi-Fi. We know. We've been on here for an hour. We're an hour into the show. Everything's smooth. He said, "Fellas, it's not yours. It's mine." We know.
Yo, I got a question. Where's Mike?
Horrible,
Where you
man.
from,
Horrible.
Mike?
Mike, here you go. He back one more time. Mike, you got one more time. The show's rolling out. So can you stand? Don't move. Don't move.
Stay there. Yo,
I
stay
feel like
on one
doing a
leg
Captain
and
Morgan
hold your
stand.
left arm up.
Hold on, let me get the lean on. Let's get this yoga pose rocking.
So Mike, hurry up and say what you got to say before you fall out.
Stand rocking in circles.
Okay. So you agree or disagree with anything that they said? Mike, you there?
Yep.
Wait a minute.
This shit should be illegal.
This week on The Walking Dead. Hey, Fig.
Mike, come on.
Oh,
You have to go outside.
Yo, I can't. Yo, where's he from, Frank?
Boston.
Frank, where Mike from?
Boston.
Yeah, he's from
Yo,
Boston.
we from Boston. He went
Look.
Yankee tag. You know this. It's all wrong.
The funniest line. The funniest line. You can't write this stuff, man. He said, "Yo, fellas, it's not yours. It's mine." Not for 1 second. Did any of us?
Can you hear me better?
Yeah, we can see.
Oh man, I can't.
Mike, what you gotta say? I give you 60 seconds.
Oh. Oh, Mike said, he said, my neighbor's on vacation. My neighbor's on vacation. Oh, God. Oh.
Look at my impressions. Huh?
Yo, man, I'm crying.
You don't know my screen's not frozen.
Oh my
Hey, don't worry. Yo, it's not y'all, it's me.
I can't. He was like, if I get into a yoga pose, I'll get better reception.
God. Oh, man.
Oh.
All right, we're gonna have to wrap up the show, man. That was
That's
hilarious.
hilarious, man. You can't beat that. That was organic.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's what happens when you go live.
That's what happens when you go live. These things are expected.
Hilarious.
That was hilarious. All right, so we'll be back Monday. We appreciate all you all who tuned in. This is the Humor Mill. Make sure you download the app. Look at sound. Make sure you download the app. Make sure you download the app. The app's called the Humor Mill. It's on iOS, or it's also on Android platforms. I want to thank Fig and Talent. Fig, tell them how they can find you. Fig, tell them how
You can find your boy Fig at Comedian Fig on all social media levels. That's Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Comedian Fig, F to the I to the G. You know what it is. Talent.
Where they find
you? You can on in Twitter or Facebook. King Talent on Facebook. It's just comedy on Twitter. Talent the Comedian on Instagram. And thank you.
Download the Humor Mill app. This has been great. It's been fun. We'll see y'all Monday. Monday, we're going to talk about the NBA playoffs, man, because the NBA playoffs are started. We're going to talk about who look good, who doesn't look good. But until then, we'll see y'all tomorrow. I'm Frank Holder. See y'all Monday. That's Fig.
Wait, it's over already?
Yeah, we gone.